Welcome back to the show, guys. Thanks for joining us today. Today's a very interesting topic. It's a question that I get a lot actually from business owners, and so I thought we'd address it here today. It's maybe a brief topic, but the question is there such thing as business credit? Can you build it, and how does it affect my loan?
Mhm.
So, Boz, it's good to see you.
Likewise, sir.
Thanks everybody for joining us today. Like I said before, we got Adam here, and we're going to talk through this question because it's something that I get quite a bit, and seems like we even had a slightly different view about this as well. So
Sure.
let's go ahead and talk about that, man. Can you tell me, is there such thing as a business credit report?
Yep. 100% there is. So, I think when people think of banking, they think it's just a personal credit check. And, that's part of the equation too. But very similar to a personal credit bureau report, be it either TransUnion, Equifax, or, one of the typical vendors, there's a business credit score as well. And it follows a lot of the same vein as personal credit. A business will be given a credit number, a credit score number, impacted by all the same metrics and factors you see on personal credit. That's late pays, have an impact. The amount of credit you have, is it revolving credit? Is it amortizing credit? How has your payment history been throughout the course of years in history? So it's a lot of that same stuff. What a business credit report does as well, from the legal entity formation side of the house, is it does run specifically as it pertains to bankruptcies, judgments, liens, kind of some of that potential outstanding litigation, and that is very important. It's a due diligence check that a bank will do specifically in the underwriting process. Well, what Besim and I were mentioning a little while ago, as we were kind of discussing this topic, is it's one of those things. It's a due diligence check, and really it's not anything that will ever help a deal. Like, if you have good credit, there's nothing derogatory on the deal, on the credit report. The deal can still not work. The deal might not go through. So a credit bureau is never going to be something that's a benefit to you. It's just, you hope it's clean, you hope it's good, but it certainly can impact a deal negatively or otherwise.
I mean, technically there are these reports that these independent firms kind of put out there, and I didn't realize they actually had a score on it. You were telling me that there's actually
Yeah.
a score on some of
Yeah.
it.
In the same range of personal, we're in the range of 600 to 800 is where you'll be. Probably in the 700s is very average for a business, but you actually get a score. The score is less impactful though. Like you would see now a personal credit bureau, and you have a score of 550. That's bad. And it's 550 probably for a reason. Where with business, you don't really see scores that are that volatile, and the score is less impactful, but it's more or less the information on there. Like, for instance, if you've had a bankruptcy, like, we won't lend to a company that's had a bankruptcy within the last 7 years. And it takes 7 years for that to even fall off the report in terms of, an immediate impact. But these are all things your banker and or more specifically your underwriter is going to be asking. I've had deals where there's been a judgment or a lien from 20 years ago, and the bank might still ask about this. Like, well, what was this? Is this a litigation where you paid or you were awarded money? Give us some details. What was it about? Was it a vendor that didn't pay? Did you not pay a vendor? What happened there? Again, I was talking with Besim a little earlier. I had a deal that they had a very sizable six-figure litigation showing on their business credit report. Now, while that litigation was active and ongoing, we would not lend to them. And the understanding was when they got towards the end and there was a settlement and there was an end date to the litigation, we would start lending to them again, so long as during all that time they would have a cash reserve to cover that in case anything went sideways, went hairy, whatever. But basically, the credit report prohibited us from lending to them. The numbers and the business, that's one side of the house, but the business credit report unearthed some other information that the bank wanted to mitigate.
I actually never looked at an actual score for a commercial credit, but I did look at all those reports where there were any charge-offs, lien releases, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen other reports like LexisNexis searches. that kind of give background checks on the business owners, the guarantors, and all that kind of stuff. So definitely that information is out there. But I think like if you're going out there and thinking I'm going to just open up credit accounts to create a positive credit history for the business, I don't know that that's really a great use of your time and energy and credit. I mean, if you don't really need the money, I wouldn't just go start opening up credit accounts just to build this history, because at the end of the day, like Adam said, this is really going to just hurt you. I mean, like it's not going to help you get a deal done. If you have pristine credit and you got a high credit score and you're losing money, or the cash flow doesn't fit, or the collateral's not there, or there's other issues with the credit, you're not getting the deal done. It doesn't matter that you have like what equivalent of an 800, 850 credit score, right?
Yeah. Well, same thing on the personal side. You could have a perfect credit score and there's not one blemish on your personal credit bureau report. But if the deal doesn't work, the deal doesn't work.
Yeah,
Again,
but on the credit side, but on the personal side, you can, I mean, there are times where they just check credit, like, for a credit card or something small like that. And it's like, if you have great credit, it's like, boom, right away, you get that approved. And I don't think it goes even to pricing though. Like the commercial credit reports, do they have,
no, it doesn't play a factor in pricing a deal or anything like that. Again, this is only a due diligence check, but yeah, it doesn't impact the deal. The deal is agnostic of credit. Credit is just an additional layer of due diligence.
bottom line, I wouldn't get hung up on credit scores and business credit if I was a business owner, unless it's negative. And if there's something out there that's negative,
Right.
try to resolve that, so that my business, so that the bankers and everybody know that that's been resolved, or that issue was.
Yeah, and well, you bring up a good point. Just because you had something in the past doesn't mean it's going to kill a deal, but it is something you should be able to speak to. I had a call with a client a few weeks ago, and my underwriter was asking, I believe it was a judgment. It was $46,000, something of that nature. But the underwriter wanted to inquire, what it was about, and the owner knew everything. He's like, "Yeah, this is exactly what happened. I didn't get paid, so we followed this process, and it's 20 years ago. It's dead money. It's no big deal, but it was money that was owed to us." And so, as a business owner, just know that if you've had some of these, it's not necessarily the kiss of death, but be able to speak to what happened, why it happened, and what the resolution was.
Well, great, man. Well, Adam, I appreciate you clearing that up for us, because this is actually a question I get a lot, and especially from newer businesses where they feel like they need to get out there and just open up an account, even if it's the home.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it just to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it just to do it, but be aware that it is out there, and that if you have something that comes up negative, you need to be able to speak to it. It's not going to make a deal, basically, and it's not going to get into affecting your pricing. In general, banks are doing more of a manual underwriting on commercial deals anyway. So,
right.
Thank you guys for joining us today. It's a short one, as we said. If you find any value in this, make sure you like, subscribe, share this with somebody, tell a friend, and let us know that you want us to continue. Send us some comments. Let us know what kind of other topics you're interested in. But Adam, if you don't have anything else to add, we can sign off here.
Yeah, as always. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. It's Capital Interactive with Besim and the Boz, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace.
Thanks, guys.